let's do this. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and enjoying me on this evening. Maybe you'll see a Maeve, maybe you won't. We are back in my bedroom because that's how I do. Also, I'm feeling absolutely glorious today with this outfit, completely 110% vintage. Not the undies though, because that's just gross. Today, let's do it. Let's talk about a story. I'm feeling way better than I was a long couple of days ago. We've discussed this, and so I want to share a story that always makes me laugh. It makes me smile, and yes, it may talk about poop. That's okay, because poops and farting is funny. I want to talk to you guys about the mysterious pooper. And you're probably wondering, why? What? How? Or are you involved in a whole, I will tell you the tale. Imagine. I'm trying to think of what year it is. I should really think about this before I tell a story. The year 2012. I got it. 2012. I was working at ye old Noble of Barnes. And by that, I mean Barnes & Noble. I worked at Barnes & Noble for quite some time. In fact, one of the very first videos I ever posted was a really bad video about working at Barnes & Noble. One faithful day, the music minion that I was at the Noble of Barnes. That's what my boss called me. They were really like music minions because Despicable Me was still really big. I am working my regular shift. I'm sorting through the DVDs, checking on orders and everything else that a music minion should be doing. And one of my coworkers who worked on the book floor came over to the music department, who was also relatively new. Mind you, I'd only been working there for the company in total a couple of months. And my coworker came back and she's like, I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do in this situation. And I go, excuse me? What situation are we talking about? And she goes, well, no one was in the music department. We weren't technically supposed to leave the department unsupervised, being as I was the only employee in the department at the time. But I was like, okay, let's go. Let's see this. I am intrigued. So we wander over. I can still see the entrance to the music department. I'm solid. If I watch anyone go in, I'll wander back over. She goes over to the toy section, and what does she show me on the floor? Seriously, there was a load of excrement on the floor. And it, you know, we had a cafe at our Barnes & Noble, like most do. Some don't, but most do. So animals, unless there's a service animal, are allowed in the store. And so I'm like, trying to think. And it's just like, in my mind, brain, I want to describe what this thing looked like, but I know that's disgusting. And I shouldn't be sharing the shape and size and color and whatever, but let's just say probably belonged to a human. My poor little bookseller, music minion heart did not know what to do. So I call what we call an MOD, a manager on duty, and it is the manager who's kind of in charge of making sure breaks and everything happen. And so I call them over. Literally, the first thing they do when they happen upon the present that is left for us booksellers in the toy department, they go, I don't get paid enough for this. I'm out. They just walk away, leaving myself, a new music minion, and another bookseller who was also new to the bookseller dumb to figure out what to do with this plethora of fecal matter on the floor. And I was like, this is not okay. What do? We look at each other in astonishment, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I paged the next manager on the list, who is not the MOD, who was probably coming back from a break. I paged them, and they come riding in like they're on a gallant white steed, because they actually know what they're supposed to do, because believe it or not, when that stuff happens, anything that comes from the body, blood, vomit, fecal matter, poop, whatever you want to call it, it is considered a biohazard and needs to be cleaned up appropriately in order to contain whatever might be spreading from whatever. We don't want people getting sick from whatever's on the floor. And so this gallant person came on their noble white steed. Noble. Would you call it a noble white steed named Barnes? Noble of Barnes. clicking. It's all clicking. It's clicking. They say, hey, they're gonna take care of this. They did. They cleaned it up, they sanitized the area, and I go about my day. It's a long shift, and this was the beginning of the shift. And so halfway through my shift, I've already eaten lunch. I've kind of forgotten about the incident. I mean, I would have many incidents at Barnes & Noble, and we've talked about some of the good stuff, like meeting celebrities, and some of the bad stuff of like, I almost got stabbed by a pair of surgical scissors from a woman who was very out of her mind on 3 different special substances, let's say. So, you know, spectrum. Poop, death, who knows? My coworker, who informed me of the present, came back and said that they were to watch the music department because the manager, who had gallantly, I'm gonna keep saying gallantly because that's just fun to say, would like to see me in the office. I didn't know if I was in trouble or anything. I did what I thought what I was supposed to do, and that would be calling your manager. You know, you call your higher ups. I wasn't gonna deal with it. I wasn't gonna pick it up, and maybe they were trying to reprimand the manager, who was just like, I'm out, let's go. No, I get called to the office. I go into the office that has the CCTV, the closed caption, or whatever you want to call it. It's the security cameras. And he's like, I found the mysterious pooper. And I was so intrigued. My first thought was, it's a dog. It's totally a dog. And he's like, no, watch this. You know what we see? We see a 3-year-old, toddler, whatever. And I have to show you this. I physically have to get up and show you what they did. Imagine, if you will, a toddler. Just kind of like, do. And then, all of a sudden, all I see on the camera is this toddler go, wiggle, 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 and something drop out of his pants, out of the pant leg. Like, there was no stopping, there was no strain of the face, because we could like see his face from the angle of the security camera. There was like no strain, no nothing, just a stop, wiggle, 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 like 3 wiggles, and something drop out of his pants. And lo and behold, it was the present on the floor. Toddler, I would think about 3 years old, just took a deuce on the floor of Barnes & Noble. Where was his underwear? Were they not wearing a diaper? Oh, where was the parent? There's so many questions to think about. But it's just, why? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing that had to happen? Why was it me that had to stumble upon the joyousness that is the mysterious pooper? I look back at that story and it always makes me smile because it's such a very odd situation about what happened. I'm looking towards those moments that make me smile right now as I'm feeling a little bit less scattered, a little bit more in my own element, less funky. Clearly I'm feeling a little bit better because I dressed up today and I feel pretty. If you guys, I always ask, if you guys want to hear more stories about my adventures, slinging the letters, the pages with the books and the stuff, please let me know. I would love to. I also have 2 new videos planned. Yes, that's right. I am feeling it. I'm getting back in that mindset. I have a mental health favorites coming up. We haven't done one of those in a while, and a new crafting with anxiety where I am gonna try and revive one of my favorite toys. Anyway, guys, if you have any comments, questions, or anything, you want to hear any more stories, let me know down below, because you know I would love to share stories with you that make me smile, because that's what I like to do, is I like to share my stories, and it relieves pressure off of me. And again, it's all about like making me smile, and if sharing my stories makes me smile, it relieves my mental health. And this is what this channel is all about. The more we talk about mental health, the more the stigma breaks and people get the help that they deserve. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I know I've already said that. Don't, you know, all the stuff. ADD. It sucks. I'm scattered. I'm struggling, but I am stepping off this struggle bus. The stop is here, and I'm gonna keep going. Walking in the path of joy. Let's do this. Until next time, you lovely looters. Sláinte.